In section 4.1, we're going to take a look at linear functions and what a linear function looks like, first of all. And so we've seen lots of equations of lines already in this class. Well, for the most part, most lines are functions. So any non-vertical line would be considered a function, and it can be written in the form f of x is equal to mx plus b. And recall that this is just slope-intercept form, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Well, we have some other forms of lines, and so one is point-slope form, which is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1, where m again is the slope, but a point on the graph is x1, y1. Another form is standard form, which is ax plus by is equal to c. And standard form is typically helpful if you're trying to find the intercepts. And so in an equation, 2x plus 4y is equal to 8. I can easily find the intercepts by just covering up one of the two terms. And so the y-intercept, just set x equal to 0, the y-intercept of this line is just 2. And the x-intercept, set y equal to 0, and we get an x-intercept of 4. And now we can easily graph the line with those 2 points. Okay, another important formula is the slope of a line, and it measures the line's steepness and its direction. So we can think that first, horizontal lines have a slope of 0. The line is not slanted at all. And then the closer the slope is to 0, the less slanted the line is. And the farther the slope is away from 0, the more slanted the line is. And so we usually say that the slope is the rise over the run, or how the line is changing vertically as x increases. Another way that we could write it is delta y over delta x, or change in y over change in x. And lastly, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. And that's the difference in the y's divided by the difference in the x's. So if the slope is positive, the linear function is increasing over the entire domain, and it's going to look something like this. If the slope is negative, the function is decreasing over the entire domain. Okay, or it's slanted down from left to right. And if the slope is 0, the linear function is constant over the entire domain, and that is just a horizontal line. Okay, a couple of other things for review: that lines in the same plane with the same slope are parallel to one another. Lines in the same plane with slopes that are opposite reciprocals are perpendicular. So for example, if the lines have slopes of -2 and 1/2, that we would know that the lines are perpendicular to one another because their slopes have opposite signs and the numbers are reciprocals of one another.